Hey guys, how's it going? 2:03 p.m. Sunday. I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah, December 11th. We got some clouds in Barstow. Do this weather report every time I pop on just to see what's going on. Kill. 11:03 on the Pacific. So, what are we doing today? Got a lot actually that's available. I'm thinking about Yermo now. Ah, dang it! I should have spawned that in. Now that I screwed that up, I'm gonna have to. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. Because if I do go session, I think I'm dark now. Yeah, I am dark. Okay. If I do go session later, then I will drop the server feed momentarily to get all the passwords in. But we got a lot of this grain that's sitting. There's another one that's about to come in, I take it. Well, that'll go into arrival anyways, but let me see what we got here. So yeah, had some comments about how a lot of people. Well, there's a couple things. How about a lot of people enjoyed the way I used to do the videos, and here's the issue. And I think I was. What the hell am I doing here? So yeah, it was all nice and structured, but I always felt that I was pushed for time. There used to be a 15-minute limit on various videos. So I had to bring it into a 15-minute, and then if it came up to 15 minutes, it had to end because I didn't have it set up in YouTube or whatever the heck the case may be. Okay, so we got a Yermo switcher here because apparently I just inherited Yermo. Or so the story goes. What is this one here? So I don't know nothing about this. So we got a yard Yermo. Some empties? Empties that have tags on them going... Oh, I see. Okay, so I guess this is transferring over to intermodal where? I don't even know. I don't know. I wish the network would actually show you the freaking tracks without having to go into single player. I can't. That's one thing that bothers the hell out of me. Because then I have to go into single player to find out how far the tracks go. And I know, yeah, the networks can set it up and it's blah blah blah, but it could be different between a network and a single player. I'd like to be able to visualize it. I mean, I'm on servers that you can visualize where a building is. Like when you play multi, I'm not talking about Run8 servers. I'm talking about other multiplayer things like Entropy Universe, for example. If there's a building, you can visualize the building. So to me, I'd like to be able to visualize the industry, and I can't do it. The issue here with this stupid live stream going on is being able for the passwords to show up. I don't know why they started doing that, showing up all the passwords other than to, like, there should be a button to say show or not show, which would be kind of cool, because it used to be you didn't see it, and then all of a sudden with version 2 it's showing the password for everything. So I'm the only one on California right now. I'm going to try to start time stamping things. I understand people have time. I don't want to waste my time either. The other night, I was going to come on, and I was going to do a live stream, and then I got really ticked off for what I was seeing. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to go far enough. I've posted messages about it, but basically I would have blown up. And that's the danger with these live streams is all of a sudden something ticks me off and I offend somebody or I say the wrong thing or, it becomes very personal, and I don't want it to become personal because it's not supposed to be personal. I'm just venting, and I decided not to go into light. And I honestly I was fuming about it. I wasn't too pleased with what I was seeing, and it was just like, yeah, okay, it might have been fine. It wasn't the point. But anyways, I made a point of it today. I posted a message about it, and some people I understand the procedures are really loose right now. I get that, but there's still some things that are in place that didn't all of a sudden vanish because version 2 came along. So yes, I know the procedures are loose. Yes, I know they're inconsistent with what's going on. We haven't got to that yet. I'm not worried about it yet. I would rather focus on getting some of these things going. Apparently, we're switching Yermo now. I really don't want to. I got enough. I got enough to do with Barstow, and for me, this yard is, first of all, Nebo is not even an industry anymore. I don't know why we have it, but it's got a lot of tracks and it looks pretty, and apparently that's good enough to make it an industry. And I'm not knocking. I'm just being a sarcastic goof, to be quite honest. But yeah, so I guess let me see here the industries here. I mean, the cool part is I'm getting a pretty good idea as to how things work. I already posted some stuff on Barstow. I should have posted it into an article, but I didn't. That's one thing. If you guys want to post a lot of information that doesn't get disappeared, don't post it in the forum. Post an article and link it. Then later on, make it something that's easily searchable. That way I can just basically type it. Anybody can type it into a search box and boom, it's there. Especially admins who want to add stuff later on. It makes it a hell of a lot easier. Like I can guarantee you, if I'm not, I shouldn't guarantee anything actually, but if I was to go into here in the search and I type in West Colton, yeah, there you go. Here's Tony's article on West Colton that he's updated. Anybody can do it, and he's in the midst of updating it all. He's got everything. I want to get that in there for Barstow again. I had something in there for Barstow. It's kind of out of date, but he's got everything. It's everything as far as couplers, tons, you name it. Anything you want to know about building a train or operating in West Colton, it is there. So Barstow, unfortunately, I don't know. I did update it the other day. I updated it from work, I think. Do I have a Barstow, or does it go like that? Oh yeah. Okay. So I got some old videos in here, but yeah, I started, and actually Tony actually put a lot of stuff in here too, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was Tony. If it wasn't Tony, I apologize, whoever was editing it. But yeah, there's all kinds of prototypical information, and this is the kind of thing. Anybody can write an article with the contribute, as long as you're. I don't even know if you need to be a member to write an article, to be quite honest. I don't know. I haven't tried it without. Like I log on from work. I actually do log in, where my icon will show up, and my account and all that other stuff. But yeah, everything is starting to come together. I haven't modified that as of late, but it's there. So the Wikia is very powerful. I've said this before. It is very powerful, and it's not. Unfortunately, it's being underutilized, and people get all freaked out because it's not the pretty form that they're used to in other places. And the form is not perfect. The form has its bugs and all that other crap. Wikia activity will give you the latest posts. I posted a few things about the live stream. So anytime I go live stream, I'm going to post. And I'm going to try to do a timestamp today. I get this whole thing about, yeah, people have time. You want to know what the video is going to be about? Just check out the very beginning of the video, and I usually give you an idea of what's going on today. For example, I really don't know what's going on today. There you go. I had an email. Mike emailed me, and I actually replied back to him just before I went on. And I said, I'm not going to be checking email because I'm in live stream, and I'm not going to go into my emails when I'm doing live streams. This is what the forum's here for. I understand there's private emails and there's stuff that he doesn't want, on the forums and stuff like that. I get that. But as far as discussion of whether or not we're going to have a session or not, I mean, people need to. I know there's this whole gray area now between availability and this whole session posting thing. I didn't see the necessary why it was so necessary that we had to create another forum. Again, I'm only a founder here, so just because I have an opinion doesn't mean I run people's strings. And I had to right away. I had an owner and an admin that said no, I like it. It's good to have it all in one place. Anything that's in coming up is going to be in the availability. It's not going to get buried too far. If you have to go into a certain section, you just go forum availability, and there it is. But that's just me. To me, because what happens is I posted my availability. I said, okay, I'm available to do this. Mike sent me an email about the same thing. He said, he'd like to have something going on today, basically. But he wants to make sure that, there's two people that are capable of dispatching. I'm going to be available. So I think he wants to make sure there's one admin. I'm fine. I'm going to be on. I guess Mike's going to be on. But this is where people need to know. But at the same time, it works both ways. It works both ways. It's one thing and up till about at this time every Sunday, I drop my son off at 1:00. Until then, it is it's touch and go as far as how much time I actually have on the forum. If we're doing other stuff, I ain't checking the forums. I'm not checking emails. I'm not doing anything. I'm spending time with my son. We were on Friday night. I was able to twist his arm a little bit, and then he ended up going on his computer, and he was doing some very educational stuff, actually, which I was, I'm quite proud of him when he does that. He actually went on the computer. He actually did some math challenging. I forget what the hell they call that thing. It's some type of thing that's with the school system, and it's applied for mathematics and all that other stuff. And I mean, he's 8 years old, so he's really good at math. And instead of just playing video games or anything like that, he actually did something that was challenging himself because he was getting bored. And I told him, I said, why don't you let me finish this off? Because I want to spend time with him. But at the time, he starts, after a while, especially if it's a long run, I think that's why he likes the model railroad versus the real world, because the model railroad and his pro software too does the same thing, because what it does is it doesn't take long for a train to get from A to B. It's that time in between he needs something to stimulate himself. He used to be pretty good about going on long trips too. I don't know if he's still that way. He's really good for traveling. We'll see what happens next summer. But anyways, I'm jumping all over the place, and this is why people are complaining about going into a video or a live stream and trying to find out information. So what I'll do is in these live streams, I'll try to tell you what the plan is, and the plan right now is this. And I usually try to post it on here too. So if you're interested in that, what I'll do later on, I'm not going to edit it during, but I will keep a notepad of important things in the video that you might be interested in regards to various operations. At least then I'll have a time link. Like for example, I can basically open up a notepad right now, and I can put in that I started at 2:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That I started a live stream. That's just an indicator for me to know how far I'm in it. If something important I find in here is this isn't really important. This is just me trying to go over a few things. And it's important stuff. I guess it's commentary. If people get it, they do. If they don't, well, they don't. I post enough on the forums anyways. People can ask questions at any time. So it's there. So, my availability, I post my availability when I know what's going on. I didn't know 100% what was going on this afternoon because Ski and I may have been getting together today. He had a few things going on. I think he's coming later tonight from what I heard, or he's going to be available sometime in prime time tonight. Of course, that doesn't do any, that means that him and I were not getting together this afternoon. What happens is I drop going back to my son again, I usually drop my son off at 1:00, as I was saying. If optimally that means I'm on that side of town or St. Catharines, which means I have a pretty good shot at getting to Fort Erie from there, and then it it's kind of something for me to do. I used to do it during the summer, actually. I'd head down towards Fort Erie, watch a few trains, and go for a long walk. This time of year, I don't want to go for a long walk. It's freaking snowing. We got our first major snow of the season right now outside, and I wouldn't say it's major. I'd say it's accumulation. It's snowing pretty good, but um, so I'm not going to be wanting to walk or do anything. It's going to be pretty freaking cold. I hear later next week too. But yeah, I'd go down there. It basically got my mind because, as I've said before, it's kind of tough after I let go of my son on the weekend. Some days I'm good, some days I'm not. Some days he's good, some days he's not. He woke up at 2 o'clock this morning and said he was going to miss me and all that stuff, and I said, you'll be fine." The last 2 weeks were tough for me. I think from the one long weekend, and then for some reason last week things were bothering me again. And this weekend I've been fine because I'm focused. I know what's going on today. At least I know what I want to do. And here's what I'm going to get at. So what had happened was, it usually Ski and I would, if we're going to get together, Sundays it has worked. I think it was twice we've gotten together so far. I think it's been twice now. Definitely 2 times. I don't know if it was three or this was the third we were planning. The last time we saw each other was just before version 2 came out, and we were trying to plan it or try to figure out what was going on. So there's a lot to talk about as far as direction and time and everything, where we're going to be heading. I know there's some interest still in the RTS software, but there's limitations. So there's a lot of things going on in regards to that. I got to get myself a drink in a few minutes because this place is dry and warm. I can't stand the heat down here in the winter. Even though I've turned it back as much as I can, I don't control the heat because I'm in a 3 apartment house. So yeah, that's the way things are. But anyways, so that was he was tough. It was going to be stuck with time. He wasn't too sure if he was going to get back, and eventually, he basically said, "No, I'm not going to be able to make it." So that's cool. I knew that it was possible, maybe not. The same thing happened last weekend, so I said it's all cool. We either get together next week if he's available. If not, we'll get together in the new year because after that it'll be the holidays, and I'll probably be doing something on New Year's for sure. I'm not too sure about Christmas, but I don't expect I don't expect he's going to be available on what is it going to be, Christmas? I don't know what's going on with me Christmas Day. I could be just floating around the house here by myself by the sounds of it. But that's the way things are with me. So, but what am I doing today then? So I knew that was probably potentially unlikely, but I didn't want to say anything. Had that fallen through, which I knew it was probably going to, there was a good chance of it, and he warned me ahead of time, which I was very appreciative. He was totally open with me. He told me when he was going to email me, and he did. I checked this morning, and the email was there, and things change. He's a very busy guy. He's got a lot of different responsibilities with his job and everything. For me, it's more steady. I mean, I've been in that situation where things can come up, so I know what that's like, and or being on call and or have to do that kind of thing. So everything's cool, and communication between him and we get along great. I mean, we got a lot to talk about, but it's stuff that can wait. We're doing fine. We got everything going, and that's what it leads down to. The next one is, what was I going to do today? Now, I didn't see an announcement posted. Like I said, there was something, and this is where this whole gray area with availability and stuff comes in. I posted 2 messages about it. I also mentioned it to Mike in an email as well. I said, this is the gray area I'm talking about. Because what happens is, I posted my availability and said, yeah, I'm available. I'm basically available from 2 I didn't know I was for sure. I didn't know if I was going to be available prime time tonight. And the last few weeks, trying to get a session on a Sunday, forget it. It just hasn't worked. We had that initial interest. Once version 2 first came out, I was able to do those long Sunday sessions like I originally planned. It's never worked out that way. And I saw some posts of different people in Europe, and there's all kinds of things potential. I don't mind running a Sunday session early, but we got to know, and this is where it all comes into planning again, and availability, and knowing what other people are doing. You may be a regular, and you may come in on certain times or something like that. Even if you're a regular, I may not know, or my memory may not be well enough to know who you are or what you do on a regular basis, because I just may not be focused on that. I might be focused on, dealing with Barstow or dealing with dispatching. So I may not recognize certain people doing key roles at different times, etc. That's where the yard people come in, and they can coordinate. But having communication is very, very important. And I also posted about this as well, because I don't know if it was last week sometime, I posted well in advance what I was planning on doing Barstow, and I said, unless somebody else gets to it, and blah blah blah, and I was fine with that. And then I went into the forum post, and nothing had changed, and then I go into Barstow, and Barstow's being run. I'm like, okay, that's nice. It would have been nice to know, but I'm not going to mention names. You know who you are. That's all I got to say about that. But it's, and it ends up, yeah, it ended up helping. It actually did. But that wasn't the point. The point is communication's important. I'm huge in that, and it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. Look at this, 29 minutes, and yeah, I post long messages and I talk a lot like I am right now, but it doesn't take much. So that's all I wanted to say about that. What am I doing today? We got all that far, and it's 2:24, and I know you guys are busy, but for me to try to figure out when different videos. I know what's going on. I just took a look at Yermo. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with Yermo yet. I just took a look there. Yermo's kind of not my priority at the moment. I do have some switching. I do have some other things. I will look into that. But the main things that I'm looking at doing today, until I know what's happening as far as a session, I do know that likely, unless it got moved around, there should be some switching what I left off in Victorville. So I'm going to take a look at there. Actually, I'll probably grab a drink, but I'll take a quick look over here. So yeah, I've been through Yermo. I don't know this industry. I know the industry. I think I know the industries, and I know there's an industry here. So, hold on a second. Let me just take a look at this. Since I'm here, let me just take a look at San Bernardino, and I'm not gonna timestamp this because this is stuff. See, I'm still learning this stuff, so to coordinate it and put it into nice 15-minute videos and edit it and make sure I have enough time is just too much for me. And I know it's a lot for you guys to go through all this. I don't expect you to. If it's important, I will link a time link, and I will say this is what I talked about at a certain time in a video, and this is how I did it. So yeah, Yermo is here on the current list. There's a local Yermo as well. So this is over at Nebo. Yay. I'm so excited about Nebo. Like I want to run another local that doesn't exist. Okay. So we got a lot of grain cars, covered hoppers at the transload facility. I would assume. So they're there. Okay, so this is. Oh, I see. So it's probably somewhere within these first 4 tracks. Is there? Like, I don't even know what the heck this is. Here's what I'm thinking, guys. And I know it's not set up this way, but I would put the empty grains in these 2 tracks here because they look like grain chutes, I guess. And then you put the intermodal over here. So maybe we will start doing something here to get this going. At least that's the way I see it. But then it's going to take a little while to get that set up. I still don't know what train comes out of here. This is the thing. I don't even know what these freaking trains are set up to actually do. I wanted to stay away from the UP side. I really did, because I got enough going on in Barstow. I was hoping, and to be honest, Tony's got, his plate's full, but there's not much. I really want to get Nebo out of there, but so maybe I will at least get this started. I don't know. So what we got? We got a bunch of empties, a dog barking upstairs. I don't even know what's here. I don't even know if that's an industry, to be quite honest. So it's loaded fuel and then there's empty fuel. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, I don't know where that goes. See, now you got the same tag. One's loaded and one's empty. I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to be? And that's a double switcher or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I think that's all that's going on right now. Now we got tons of grain that's going to sit or that's ready to come over. So, and these are all going to UP. So, like, I'm going to be running a transfer to BNSF, and there's not going to be anything for BNSF. Not that I see, anyways. Because that's all UP. I mean, yeah, I could transfer it over and then run. I could transfer it. Hey, here's the idea. If I don't have a freaking Yermo train, I could transfer it over to. Didn't I have a Yermo train that was coming in? I don't know. I don't know nothing about UP. I got enough problems figuring out BNSF. Forget it. I'm just. Ugh. Okay, so a transfer is ready. Okay. It's all UP. So that's all I know about this. I'm not even going to put a timestamp for this because I'm still learning this freaking thing. So let me go out to, where do I want to go out to here? Blah, blah, blah. I want to go out into the world. Blah, 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 blah. Was it Oral Grand? Well, I could switch there. Oh yeah, Victorville. I was going to check that out because we got some stuff set up there. We got Oral Grand, but we got Victorville. So what I'll do, since it hasn't been run and we do have stuff to switch, I think I posted a message on it, but there was no takers. And sometimes you get people on and they don't know they don't know what's going on or whatever the case may be. So I brought the local in from the other day. Every time the server reboots, it makes that stupid whatever the hell it's doing. Okay. The pink pansy, yes. I still haven't had an answer about this. Do not move or delete. Why? I still don't know who put that there and why. I didn't get an answer to that one. If I don't get an answer pretty soon, I'm going to move the freaking thing. Because it's my district and I don't care. Until I start getting answers. But for now, whatever. I think we have different open ballasts too that are supposed to be rock and they're not rock. And we got ballast cars and okay, so we got coal coming in, so we know that. I probably can use. Man, that's a lot of engines though. They're better engines. I like those better. And I know they're probably. Okay, that's the coal Bell Victorville, which isn't a train. It actually goes to Oral Grand, not there. Maybe it was at one time, or maybe it's just made up. Who knows? Okay, so what I will do is I'm gonna open the window here to try to cool things down in here because it's ridiculous. And I will try to start something. I don't have any switching power, so I imagine I'm going to be using. I don't know if I'm going to be using the 4 engines and then break these guys down into something else. There's 2 others over here. Last I checked it, he was trapped. Yeah, he is. Well, he is kind of trapped anyways. He can get out, but then he has to run around. You can use the mains, but that's for 101. I just don't know if I want to do that or if I want to do Barstow. So you got stuff ready for... Yeah, actually I want to do this. We need to get this going. That way we get a Victorville. Do we need another Victorville local? No, we just brought one in. So, but at least that gets these industries going, and Barstow I can deal with, or have somebody else deal with at some point. So yeah, we got our loaded cement all ready to go. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come down here, just so you can see the cars going by for a few minutes if that entertained you, I guess. Yeah, so I'll be back in, what is it, 3:33 right now. I'll be back in like 2 minutes here, and I'm just gonna grab a drink, and we'll try to start some operations here, and then I'll probably videotape it, or put a timestamp, I mean. So just give me a few minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, 2:35 Eastern right now. Oh man, cold. It's cold with that open. I was warm, now I'm a little bit cold, but I don't care. I just want it to cool down in here because it just gets so freaking dry in here. I'll just cool it down for a bit, and we'll deal with it. So put that into, well, that's really cold. I hate this window right here. I got a window that just kind of opens up, and instead of, have it slowly open it like I have on the other side, which is not the greatest window either, I got this thing that flaps open or flaps close. I can't describe it otherwise. So I'm going to start this at we'll do this at 38 after. So that's what I'll do with that. Then I can get my timestamp in there and all that other stuff. So I'll get myself set up into a position. Hopefully that helps people. I don't know what those tracks are for, so. Alright, we'll do it from here, and we'll start right at the 38-minute mark or whatever. So it's 38 after 2 p.m. Eastern, or 11:38 on the West Coast. I'm going to start this engine up here. Now, normally they don't shut down. That's just because the server shut it down. So, this was a train that I ran the other night that came into Victorville, and it is an available switcher that can be totally switched within Victorville limits, as long as the main lines aren't blocked. Now, the good thing about Victorville is normally you'll have access to both sides of the yard. Even if you're not, it's not a big deal. You should be able to get to it. Now, if you do Control L for your industries, the last one I looked at was Yermo there, and you look at the various trains. So that one is the that's a Hesperia local. That's where the engines are actually sitting. They're actually sitting over at the west end, and they're kind of blocked in, but they can get out if necessary from the east end. But the one that this train actually is 102, and well, that's interesting. Yeah, that didn't take long. So the gondolas have already loaded from Thursday night. I guess that was the last session. I can't remember now. Wow, I dropped those gondolas off and they're already loaded. But anyways, that's all right. And the others are still loading. But 102, as you notice, it's not showing anything to do with the Victorville plant. But when I click on to 102, you will see, and this is why I also want to have the yard tracks. Barstow we have set up right now. Actually, I'll show you really quickly here. Barstow we have set up. Where is it? Y bar bar. If as long as the symbol is like that, it'll show up the cars on your list. But the main thing here to notice about Barstow is it actually is giving you an inventory of what's in the bowl. 101, 113, and 114. I haven't done any more. They need to be added. I don't know if I'm going to be adding them. Mike, maybe Tony, I'm not sure. But that's something. But if you want to see a switch list for this train, now see, that's why it's deceiving. Because I posted a message about it. Well, posting messages, you know what it's like around our forums. People say it's lost, or people say they can't navigate it, or, you know, people just don't want to do effort. They don't want to make an effort for everything. They just want to bitch and complain. So, right control, if you go to find this engine, the right control, you can see there, indeed, it shows you there are cars for Cemex here. And they're in positions 1 through 49. Which, of course, are these babies right here. So we got empty. Now, of course, it's broken down into. Why do I have? Oh, I see. I'm saying, why do I have an empty Bakersfield Fresno? The reason why these cars are in there all of a sudden, these are some of the cars that I switched on the way. So if you're wondering why a Bakersfield Fresno is all the way out here, that's because I picked it up at that industry that I was just showing you on the way. But here's the cutoff point right here. So let me see what I'm new to this as far as what we have for drills and all that other crap. This is a new yard for me. So how about we take a look at a layout here, courtesy of the Run8 Depot maps. Invaluable resource, by the way. So we will look at the Cajon map here. When we go into here, and as you can see, we pulled into this track. This was the only track that could take us. This yard is full. That's got loads. We do want to pick those up and sort them later, which I believe is done by this job. Then again, I don't know. So that's the North Victorville yard. This, I believe, can be used for Victorville. There's a coal loop over here. Um, right now we're getting a lot of mixed stuff, so you're going to see coal cars coming in on mixed. That eventually won't be as much of an issue, and this train will become a little smaller coming out of Barstow. But for now, we're going to be getting some pretty huge trains. At some point, we might be able to get away with bringing a train into here. I'm not sure yet. I don't even know. I haven't figured out what's the best way as far as this yard goes. The rock quarry and Cemex goes that way. And then you have a coal loop over here, which we really don't have a coal train, so we're going to have to switch this likely manually. From what I can see, we're probably going to have to come back down into probably this section of the yard here, at the very least. And we're going to switch out 2 and 3. I'm going to cut off 1. I'll bring the cars down to switch for the coal and the cement stuff, and then we'll dealing with the cement loader and the coal unloader. The cement loader and the coal unloader, as far as I know, they've all been set to 1-hour loads or unloads. So we may actually see that. Well, you'll see that take place very shortly. I'll show you what I mean. But let's start. Let's cut off our train for now. Let me, again, I'll take a look. I want to see what crossover I'm past here so that I can get back onto the other end. Oh, good. So I'm over there. We already got some coal in here. Must have been from another train. We don't have authority to enter past this signal at this time. And because I don't have dispatcher, I'm treating it just like you guys. I do have access to the dispatcher board. I'm not going to use it, though. I want to treat everything, if I'm not a dispatcher or if I'm coming on, I don't have access to this. It's the access that is left by the last dispatcher board. So what I want to do here is we have all these other various industries. That's other Victorvilles. It's actually kind of blocked pretty good, and that's only because it divides by train type, at least. At the very least, it doesn't divide by industry. So you got the coal. It doesn't matter. They're all CMX anyways. So, but we need to divide the cement and coals anyways. Now, of course, a lot of that's mixed because we're getting a lot of coal cars. But one thing we want to do before we start is we want to get this into manual. Or not manual, we want to get this into closed off and bleed the air. So close that off, and I think I can do that. I think everything worked out there. I've been noticing these engines too. A lot of these engines I can't reset. If I accidentally dump the air and it goes into the emergency or whatever the thing is, I can't seem to get it back. So this is a cool little industry when Victorville is available. And again, like I said, out of sight, out of mind. If these things aren't showing up on a screen, I really want to get all these yards. And it's very easy to add these yards to those displays so that everybody doesn't even need a form. They can take a look, they can run a switch list, they can do whatever they want as long as they understand what they're doing. So there's your 102. See, oh, I got 102 there as well, you stupid idiot. I'm calling myself a stupid idiot, by the way. So I got 102s. Let me see what I did here. I'm confused because it's got me to position 49, and then it just ends. Shouldn't it go beyond that? Or did I miss something? Because I got my 102s, then I got... Oh, okay, there's 101s. But I still got 102s here. What the hell's it doing? They're empty cement cars. I don't know why it did that. Okay. So I'll read it by car number, which is really cool, something you can do now. So 980505, I'll do a right control, not left control, so I can bring up the switch list. Ah, shoot, I can't believe I can't move that. Okay, ATCF 980505. Let me just see that. That ain't it. Oh, it's right here. Oh, there it is. So it jumped 41 and 42. Okay, cool. So we know 41 and 42 isn't part of this train. Okay, so we know that. That's good. And then we know see how easy that was for the switch list. And you can print these switch lists too. If you don't like looking at the screen and you want to do a genuine switch list, here's what you do. Right mouse on, click on this. You can export the switch list. That it'll put it to a file. You can print it. You can. Yeah, I'll just show you. You just export it, and unable to write file. Why? I don't know. I don't know why that says that, to be honest. I don't know. Usually it works. It didn't want to work this time for some reason. I don't know. Maybe something wrong with it, or maybe something's wrong with the train, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it says these things. At least it gives you an error. That's nice of them. Okay. So here we are between 102 and 101. We're dealing with 102. 102 is only here. We'll deal with these cards later. So we apply. We're going to not apply. Yes. Handbrakes are already on, so I'm going to release them all, and then I'm going to apply just that for these few cars here. There we go. And then I got 102 here. And notice it's yellow. This is something new you guys might be seeing, and you got to be very, very careful with how you handle these trains in version 2, because if I don't know if it has to do with the higher setting, but what happens is that's stretched too much, so now I got to back it up a little bit. So I'm actually, there we go. Now see, it goes white. Stop, baby. Now I was able to open it. I haven't really. I've had a hard time kicking cars, but we'll play around with that and see how it goes. I got the wrong screen on here. There we go. So basically, all we're doing right now is I'm going to get in. I'm going to do a couple things here. As soon as I get past that, I'm going to start the counter, which is that little thing in the middle. And I will start it now. Then I will hit, I'm going to go Shift F12 that to get to that side, and then F12. That puts me on that side, so I can get to the switch. Otherwise, if you hit F12 and you're in the cab, you're going to end up dropping on the wrong side of the switch. It's not a big deal, but if you have traffic coming at you, especially with AI, even though we don't have any right now, it'll be a pain in the you-know-what. Now that I'm on the ground, this is my conductor's view. I want to hit Shift 1 to save a position. See how it says position saved to slot 1? So now we're into that slot. I can hit Control F11 again to get back into it. It says 2,400 feet. I'm going to F4 just to take a look at my map to see how much room I have, and it's saying I got like 3,000 feet, so we're good. All good. I also want to make sure that my speed is restricted to 10 miles an hour. And I'm just waiting for it to come up, and then I will Control C. Right there. And your speed is now set to 10 miles an hour. So two things will happen. Version 2 is a little different. The counter is really cool, actually. You don't even have to be looking at it. I mean, you look at it as a visual reference, but you can be basically looking at it as a reference to know when to start slowing down. But it will actually give you an audible beep when it is at 0. It also gives you audible beeps with EOTs now. So you know they've started looking. That way you don't have to look over here and say, you know, what's going on. Of course, you got the counter there too. If you want to use that view, that's fine. but nice little features. The sound is a lot better. Kicking is something that I'm learning. I'm relearning because apparently they've enhanced it to. I imagine it's more realistic. I'm not sure. At least the couplers seem, because I always hear about slack when you're listening to switchers on the scanner, and they're talking about about slack because they either need it bunched up to uncouple just like we did there, but they also need the slack so that they can get themselves in there safely to uncouple, I imagine. And again, I'm not no engineer, so I imagine that's what the point is with all that. I'm just an armchair engineer. I watch operations from far. I've read books. One of the best books is How to Operate Realistic Model Railroad Operation. Unfortunately, I got rid of my model railroad books, and I'm kicking myself for that because my son would have been so much into them. But maybe if they're nice, the guys might let me borrow the books if they're still available at the Model Railroad Club I donated them to. Okay, so I'm almost at 0 now. There will be an audible beep, but I could either wait here or I can just go right back down. So I'm using Indie Brake now to get myself slowed down. There's the cars over on the other side of the yard. Now you can operate a yard either during or not part of a session. There's plenty of time available to do it when a session's not on, like today, or at least not there. There's that beep. Now I just hit Control 1, and as you can hear the car, he's there. I'm gonna flick it real quick to get us into the yard. Now I'm gonna take a look at my map, and so I want to get. I don't want to get into the cement loader. I could, but I would much rather get the cars set up. I believe I have coal in 2. I may have to verify that. I think I have coal cars already set up in 2. I'm gonna put cement cars in 3. Of course, there's other yard tracks available too. But I think I'm going to go that way. I'm going to go fly over right now just to take a quick look. And indeed, I do have coal in 2, and then I got engines at the other end. I don't know what to do with those engines. I'm not even too sure if this train is the one that switches it or not, but it makes sense to me for him to switch it. Of course, he can do it before and after. This is the old Victorville local that we used to run in version 1. We didn't run a Hesperia. We didn't run. We were going to. We never set it up, and we never ran the one to Oro Grande. But this is a start. So what I will do then is I will head over and get us lined up. Now, despite what you may hear, and I've heard this discussed in our forums, and I'll say it again, when you are in a yard, you do not have to restore the switches to normal. It's important for the person running the train to be at both ends. That's why it gives you that 3-point contact at all times. You're basically you're looking in both directions, so that you don't run over it. Sometimes in the dark, you have a flashlight. You can use the lights on the engine. They help. Now I got a little bit of a hill here, so I gotta watch myself. And I got no air, so I just slowed it down a little bit. I love they have the walking speed now. What I don't like is you can't switch it from the air. There's times when I'm running AI where I'm a dispatcher where I just want to line up the switches. I don't want to act prototypical, but in these times here, I actually do. I want to be prototypical as far as what we're running, and so we know what's going on. So what I'm doing with this set here is I'm sorting out the coal and the cement cars. So now we've got this lined up. I'll jump on, and then we can keep going. I believe that first one is a cement loader. Yeah, I think the coal loader is the next one down. But anyways, I'm avoiding all of that right now, going right into a yard. So you basically have, I don't know if the speed control will work here or not. We'll see, because I might be on a grade. If it starts going too much, I'm going to have to... Yeah, it looks like it's okay. So this grade's okay. I don't switch here that often, so far we're good. Oh, no. No, I got to use dynamics. It's starting to pick up a little too much for me. See how it's at 10.6? It's okay. Now again, what you're doing when you're running in a yard, you have to be at a speed safe enough to where you see the next switch or obstruction. Yes, you are permitted to go 15 miles an hour on normal track, 10 over switches. I think it might even be 20. I'm not too sure about the restricting. But now that I can see the switch, I'm fine. If you can't see the switch, whether it be at night or you need help with a flashlight or whatever, then you have to go slow enough to see it. And this is the proper way as far as operating to make sure, as far as this rookie armchair guy knows. You want to be able to operate safely, not, don't go too fast and everything. So far all the switches are normal, which is nice. It's nice to have them normal, but don't expect it. Not in a yard. It's nice to have them normal. I don't know what, different places have different protocols, but there's no... I've been to yards where the yards are reversed, at least here in Canada. I mean, main lines, yes, you want to have the main lines set up so that, preferably if you have, like, say, the track that came behind me, you want to kind of have that set up. Okay, I'm going to stop right over here. So I got full dynamics on. And you gotta watch out with couplers and force and all that other stuff as well. So I remember in version 1 we had a lot of extra cars and it was a mess. So far we're okay. Oral Grand's pretty heavy right now, but we haven't started running Oral Grand. Well, I shouldn't say that, we have. But we haven't had a supply for Oral Grand. So that's going to be changing very soon. Alright. So the cement cars I'm going to throw into... Now this is going to be a bit... It's a little colder in here now, all of a sudden with that window. So I'm going to just get up for 1 second. But... the cement I'm going to put into the next track over. The cement empties. It's either too hot or too cold in this damn place. Yeah. So, yeah, I got the cement hoppers in the one, and then empty hoppers, and then the coal loaded with the others. So we should be okay to go. I did reverse it, yeah. So this is the learning curve right here for me. Now, in reality, when you're switching this, you might have you're going to have more than one for a crew. Cool thing about this now, without the random loads, because everything's fully loaded or fully empty, which I don't agree with, by the way, on some things, but the cool thing is it's very easy to identify. There's some slack given away. I didn't even touch anything. It just kind of gave some slack, huh? Oh yeah, I got those stupid Bakersfield cars. I got to do something with those as well. I forgot about them. All right. So, I'm gonna take a look at this. See, wow, it's kind of flashing white and yellow. There's all kinds of slack action here. So, I'm just gonna give it. Give it a little bit of force. I'll give it 1 notch. This is going to really start to move it forward. I'm going to have to jump on in a second as well. So I'm going to open the coupler. Ah, of course it did. See what I mean? And I'll bleed the air. Oh, broken coupler. Uh-oh. That's not good. Where'd I break it? Gotta be watching for force in this thing, that's for sure. Okay. So you just click on the where it is, and then you set handbrakes to everything. So I broke a coupler because I was being a knucklehead, according to this. Now the fun thing is trying to find it. Now I'm gonna fly over because I don't want to. Oh, there it is, right back here, right by the engines. I still have donut. That's an inside joke. I didn't think I had that still set. Okay. L-Cal, okay, so L-Cal 0102. So now I got it from this side, so whatever. So the handbrakes were set on 46 rail units. I don't know how many we have. Oh, okay, that's about right then. So where'd I break the couplers then? So I'll start from this side and then I'll head down. I'll just fly down to the other end until we figure out what's going on. That's fine. Now the cool thing about breaking a coupler when there's no air, you don't lose the air at least. Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong there, to be quite honest. I think, and I might be wrong, and the experts can tell me I'm wrong. Oh, okay. See, this is the broken couplers right here. So, broken coupler, it didn't couple together. So what you do is you click on that and then fix the broken coupler. I don't know what they say. If you guys can tell me what they say, let me know. So that's how you fix a broken coupler. You have to click on the coupler and then away you go. I'm going to shift my position to 1 here for a moment. Oh, I already lost it again? Jesus, Murphy. Hello, Dave. I was wondering why my speed wasn't working. Because I was like, okay, this thing's moving and my speed's not working. What's going on? I'll fix that. Oh boy. It's not going to be good. Oh, I was able to stop it in time. So I think I know what I have to do. I could be wrong, but... Okay, so I want to delete it all again. back down here. See, the slack's giving way. It is going downhill. Unfortunately, I don't know. It could be broken off. I'm not sure. No, looks like slack. No. Well, this is okay. But at some point I gotta say, okay, enough is enough, like right here. Crew interaction disabled on this train. Okay. As soon as you click it, then that's it. Man, I'm having problems with this guy. Maybe I need air on this. Well, I had 3 broken couplers. So maybe that was where the other one was. I don't know. It showed me 3 broken couplers. There, okay, there's one. So we got one. And the cool thing is you can fix the broken couplers on the ones that are still there, and then you're okay. So slack action really plays in the deal, and I don't know all the dynamics, to be honest. Oh, that one's okay. So let's try this one more time. Again, there's a lot of extra cars that came in this time around, so normally this, you know, at least he's carrying 80 pounds. Yep, that's true. It's still a pain, but I like it. I imagine there's ways to turn it off, but I'd rather learn to do it the right way anyways, so we're gonna learn together. Maybe I'm not gonna do it right, and if you guys have tips or whatever. First of all, forget chatting with me on the live stream video thingy, because I don't pay attention to that. This is what you see. What you see is the stuff I got, and that's it. Okay. So I believe I have a train now. Again, I'll know in a minute when I click on to here. All right, we're good. So I'm going to assume I have the independence on, right? So if this is how I did it the other day. Oh crap, I don't want to spill pop all over the place. So I got full independence on. I'm going to give this a notch with my engine so that it bunches it up, even though I have full indies on. I think I'm allowed to do that. It should bunch it up. Should be in the operative word. See, it's yellow right now, which means it's not bunched up. The other way to do it, how about we try this? I'm going to apply the brake to this. So I'm going to apply a handbrake. This isn't really ideally how I would want to do it, but so now that's really bunched up, right? So now I'm going to open the coupler and I'm going to let it go. I'll give it a little bit of a bunch. Oh boy, that's a big one. Now I'm putting independence on. It opened the coupler, then it just went because it ran into each other because of Alright, fine. I'm not sure about downhill. Downhill should be pretty easy, you would think. But it's almost like I have to have the indies on a little bit to prevent it from going. But anyways, okay. So let me open the coupler here. Because that's where I want that. I didn't get to bunch it up like I wanted to. I did bunch it up, but that was good, but... Ooh. Was it bunched up? As soon as it did that again, it put the that air thing you did, that was just me bleeding the air again. So I really want to get this car shoved down as far as I can. So let me work on this one. How about that? And then I gotta do something with those Bakersfield cars. I'm not even sure where I'm gonna put those. Okay, so I got right now I have full independent on. What the heck is that? That looks like a broken coupler already. No, maybe not. So if I open the coupler, is this thing gonna take off on me? That's a good sign. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start giving it a little. I got full indies on. I'm gonna start giving this a little bit. So I got notch 2 on. I got down to notch 4. It's starting to go. Here we go. Well, that didn't quite go the way I wanted it to, but I'll live with it if it keeps rolling. Wow. Is it that much of a grade? That's kind of cool. Now the scary thing is, what's it going to do when it gets to the other end? Okay, what do I do with these guys here? I can put them into here for now. See, because now it just doesn't turn into a rock at the other end, so you got to kind of be careful. I think what I'll do is I'm going to throw these over to the switch here. Just get them out of the way, and then we'll deal with it later. It's a good point than any to deal with it is right here, because I want it out of that string. So I'll deal with that. What's going to end up happening is those cards on the other end are going to shove into the other ones. I still wish there was a way to slowly turn the brake. And I don't think there's a bowl here. I think it just goes down. So let me go shift 1 here. And just see how he's doing. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. Not good. That worked really good, actually. Okay. Nice. I thought that thing would have started rolling. I guess he had the handbrakes already on, so it just said, okay, that's as far as you're going to go. Perfect. And if we needed to set the position, then we could get there and then just basically click, okay, you know, set all the handbrakes and away it goes. Okay, so we've set everything else. This is going to kind of disappear into our other yard here. I'm going to use the same technique. Except what I will do this time is I'm not going to put full independent brake on. I'm going to put it enough to keep me from rolling down. How about that? As a better alternative. So right now it's probably not bunched up. Oh, it is. Okay. But I'm slowly letting go of the independent brake. You can see the K pounds, 1,000 pounds, whatever. So I'm just getting it so it. I want to take a look at that. Yeah. Okay. So all the stuff is off. That's good. Is it gonna start moving or what? Oh, that's a coupler. What am I looking at that for? I'm looking at the brake chamber here. Oh, I see. The force is changing a little bit. Ah, there we go. Okay. Now I'm putting some mini back on. Slowly. Perfect. So I got a little bit like middle this time. What do I got? 28 pounds. I'll open the coupler. That thing's probably going to start rolling. It did last time. Now, let's see. I don't want that. I didn't want it to do that. Do I actually have to roll this thing or do this as I'm going? Is that how it goes? I don't know. Okay, here. Come on in. Connect to it. Come on, Slack. Here it comes. You can hear it. Okay, get the independence. Let all the air. Now I'm going to ride this freaking thing here as much as I can. Ooh, this is cool. So I'm letting go of the Indy a bit more. You can just see the number there. There it is. Okay. So I'm at 20 now. I'm not quite there. I gotta bunch in some more. There it is. It's there now. Don't shove the whole thing. Ah, it did. Just a bit. So I just have to get it a touch. Or actually, you know something? Here. Let's give it a notch. Notch of throttle. This is how I wanted to do it originally. So now I got some independent. Okay, here we go. Now I'm bringing it back. See, I'm bringing the brake back a bit. So I got enough independent. Hopefully that'll get me the speed I want. Maybe I need more. Hopefully this is enough. Now I'm going to full independent. And then drop it. Oh yeah! I can't whoa, hello. Where am I? Oh, there I am. I can't explain to you how I did that, but you gotta look at it in the form of the slack. Now, I don't know if he's gonna slow down or if he's gonna take off or what he's gonna do, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to yeah, I'm gonna set the handbrake on for there, because I'll deal with that on its way out, and then I'll put it together with the rest of the train. I got to deal with that one down there, but so what happens is, at least the way I understand the physics, what happens now, we're version 1. If you guys kicked before, you just click the thing and then it didn't recouple and it didn't do all kinds of crazy things. Now you actually have to have some resistance on the other end because you can't just roll. Otherwise, you'll roll too fast into the cars again and you'll recouple. So you have to have some resistance, but at the same time, you're also throwing the throttle so that you don't want to be out of control. Um, so you have to have some resistance. I love the fact that you can actually... Now, see, I'm going to leave that switch there because I'm going to bring those cars later. So there's no sense to worry about this. The switch is here. I don't know about the other end, though. I'll get my trusty binoculars that I always keep with me. Does every conductor do that? I doubt it. I've never seen a conductor with binoculars, but yeah, whatever. So this is actually I'm having a lot more fun kicking now. It's interesting. Okay, so there's a cement car there, and then we're gonna have to shove those cement cars as well further down. But for now, so the slack action plays a big deal here now. So I'm going to the independence on. I'm not going to open it up yet. I'm just going to get on, which is really cool. Whoops, wrong way. So I got a ways to go here. So now I'm going to slowly give us maybe about 10 in the chamber, and then I will give a notch to get us going. I might have to take a little bit more. It says I'm going at 1 mile an hour. The slack should take. So now I'm bunched together, right? But I have enough of a resistance so that it's not taking. It's actually pulling the engine, but the resistance of letting it go. See, it's even. See, it's still not bunched up, right? Because it wants to pull the slack. So I got 10 pounds. That should be enough, I'm hoping. But it's really trying to pull away, right? And in a minute I'm going to take it off. Like right about now. I'll try it again. I'm going to put more independent on. I had to really give it. I had to really a couple times. It just kept on reconnecting. That's cool. I think I had to give it more. I had to give it more brake. I can't describe that anymore, other than I had to give it more independent brake than what I was, because it wasn't. It was shoving too much. The force was shoving too much on the grade, so I needed more of that, and then I probably had to let go of the... I also didn't let go of the throttle, which was... I don't remember letting go of the throttle anyways, so... I can't describe it. It's an art. So he should just connect in, and he should be fine, and... I also don't know if all the handbrakes applied automatically there, because it kept on reconnecting, so who knows. But I'm going to let them go now anyways, and then I'm going to bleed the air again. So I got to connect to this guy first, and then I'm going to shove more. So as I was saying before, eventually this is going to change for this particular industry, because what'll happen is the hoppers or sorry, the coal hoppers, I should say, the open coal hoppers are not going to be coming in via mixed. The empty cement cars will, however, because we don't have an empty cement car train, as far as I know. Okay, jump off so I don't get crushed. And nicely let go of the brake a little bit more. Come on, baby. Full endies are on. Let go of the brake and okay. So again, can I hit it from here? Oh no. You gotta select it first. Now I can open a coupler there, but I won't have enough force to bring it down where I want it to, which is currently into a bunch of engines. But I want to give this a little bit extra force, so I'm going to put it maybe at about half. Yeah, around 35, so I'm about halfway up. And then I'm giving it at least one notch. I know that sounds like it's just so that you're controlling the amount of force that's coming that way. In fact, I'll put it to notch 2. And there it goes. There, now it's really it's tugged tight there, right? So I got it up to notch 4. There gives a good force. I'm going to open up the coupler, if it lets me. Now I stop the throttle. Yeah, baby. And the slack comes back. That worked okay. I think that'll give me enough room now. He should roll most of the way, if not all the way, to the engines. So again, it's an interesting technique, but okay, so now we got some coal cars. At least 2 anyways. It'd be nice if it actually had a if it actually had enough of a grade so it's totally broken coupler. Where? Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Where did it break the coupler? At the other end? It might have. I don't know. No, it looks like it did break it down here. Yeah. I guess it didn't like shoving into the engine so much. Oh, that's okay. Well, I'll see if I can fix that. How many couplers did it break? It says 4. I don't know if it breaks 4 couplers or if it's just... That one's not doing it. Okay, was there any other broken couplers? Everything else seems to be fine. I guess it just broke the one coupler. The force it was coming into it, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. So all of a sudden it beeped. I was like, what the heck? I don't know. I guess I'll have to resist it a little bit. Or be careful or know what I'm doing. Okay, so I got full brakes on now. Oh, wrong one. I could open the coupler and see if I got enough gravity, but I doubt it. No, I did that before and it just sat there. But it's loads, huh? Maybe loads it does differently. Let me see. If I don't like it, I can always get it back, right? Ooh, that's neat. Okay. So I got full now. I got full Indy on. So I got full resistance. Full resistance and notch 4, just to see if I can shove it enough. Of course, I lost it there. Okay, the trick there... Did I lose another coupler? I think I did. Oh, man. So where did I break it this time? Oh, way back at the engine, huh? The force of it just pulled it apart. I haven't quite figured out the physics behind it. I can't be breaking couplers all the time. So I can't use the independent that heavy then, because that's obviously giving me grief. I don't know too if it's the fact that I'm using all these engines. It could be. So I might have to look into doing that as well, like having a couple more engines instead. Oh, another broken coupler. Man. Where is this? Is it over on the other side? Where did I break it this time? I don't even know where I broke it that time. It's going to take a while to figure out. I might have to use a couple engines there. I see the cement hopper. That was already from before. So where did this other message come? Unless it came from this train here. Just some slack just kind of decided to pull itself a bit more. I'm not sure. We'll see in a minute. assume the rest of the train is still connected, but I'm not positive on that. Yeah. So I must have broke the coupler down at the other end or something. I don't know. Who knows? I'm going to try not to use so much force on the independent. Let's see if that helps. Because again, I'm not using any air. So there, see, I'm just using very little. I think that's what I have to do. Okay. See, and even that, when that's slack, there's a lot of slack coming back. So I just got a little bit. Probably don't need much, to be honest. But I'll use that for now. So I'm keeping that independent on. But what I'm doing is I'm pushing this forward. Oops, that's forward. I don't want to go forward. Stop. Okay, slowly stopping. Wow. That's a lot of force there, huh? Maybe I'm just gonna put a little bit here. How about that? Still a lot of force. Okay, so I got a brake chamber of 6. Is it coming to a stop or what? I assume so. Okay. So now I'm going to go back. Just going to give it 1 notch of throttle. See if that's enough. Nice. Open coupler. Gonna let go of the throttle in a second, right here. Throttle's let go. Stop. Stop. It didn't want to stop. There, I'm gonna put more independent. I gave it just a little bit more, not too much. I had to give it enough or else it wasn't gonna take. That's kind of cool. Now I'll put it full. It's kind of like slamming the brake. See, now it's coming back. What worries me about that is there's too much coupler force. If I gave it too much, but in that case I was a little bit too. You want to stop before the switch. Now I'm just going to put a little bit. It's just like a car brakes. If you slam on, you don't want to slam on your brakes, especially not with all the force. I'll give a good analogy. I drive like a van at work, right? Ooh, just in time. So I drive a van at work, and I might have, 300 pounds in the back of goods. If I have to all of a sudden stop for a light that turns red, then all that force comes forward. So because all that force comes forward, all of a sudden it's just like, whoa. It's kind of a shock to the system. We don't really need to have a lot of speed because it seems to be a grade, and this is getting to know the area a little bit. I haven't switched here very often, let alone kicked cars, but you don't seem to need that much speed, unlike some yards where you need to almost go 10 miles an hour towards a switch to make sure it's going to go far enough. Here it's going downhill, so you don't really need it. I'll make sure my air is bled again. I don't know if I have to do that every time or not. I have no idea. So I'll click onto that. I love how you can just click onto that and then grab on, and then you can basically go ahead. So I'll bring my independent down enough to get me going. I'll put it in reverse, give it a notch. It's yellow because there's too much slack right now. There it goes. And then I will click open coupler. I'm letting go of my thing now. Gonna give myself some independent. And of course, here, I'll pull it one more time. If it lets me. I'm trying. It won't let me. It didn't let me. Bugger. Too much stretch. I don't know. So there I wasn't giving it enough throttle, I guess. Okay. How about, okay, so we'll start off there. I'm going to go ahead and click open coupler. Going to give it one notch. Give it some time to see if the slack will kick in. I'm going to get rid of the India bit. There it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the throttle in a minute like that. Right there. There it goes. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but yeah, whatever. But it rolls. That's for sure. They roll a lot more, I find, in this now, so that might be a good thing. Kind of unlearning what we had to learn the last time. Okay, so just a little bit of brake. Oops, probably too much. Now I don't know what happens when they couple up again, because I know in some cases I don't know if cars that are sitting when you reset the server, or if they just, they have their handbrakes all set and that's all there is to it. And I don't know. I don't know if it remembers all the handbrakes. I gotta try that, see what happens. But it's a fun little learning experience, that's for sure. So what happens is, in order to get it to kick, I have some independent brake on. Of course, I got no air in. And then all I do is I let go of the throttle. So maybe I'll try notch 2 this time, just to make sure that I have enough. This is probably going to end up losing it. Well, see, I want to go forward before I do that, so let's just do that. Nah, I didn't want to do that. Ah! Let's just, yeah, I want to click onto that so that I can have it selected. More forward. Now I'm going to give myself, I'll give myself a couple notches. Wait till I get the slack start and I'm going forward. Give myself a couple notches. Wait till I'm up to there. And I'm going to hit open coupler now, and then I'm going to get ready to let go of this throttle. And now. Throttle's letting go. Come on. Oh, yeah, baby. Woohoo! Wow, I look like a pro there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm learning. So it's about keeping the independent on. So you have to have the force action at the other end, but then you're dealing with a lot of different forces. Like, I know I sound like a freaking green noob. I get that. Especially to somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. Mechanics and physics have never been my strong points. But I try. So ideally, I just want the cars to kind of bunch in and not, go full force anyways. I don't want them going 10 miles an hour down a hill. Because all they're going to do is pick up speed, right? So this is getting fun. Lots of fun. So again, I'll notch 2. I've already got the independent brakes set at like about 23 right now. So it's a fair amount. It's a fair amount of force. There, I just let it bunch in. I waited till it bunched in. Now I hit it. And then I'm going to let it go in a second. Here we go. Now I'm letting it go. Throttle's off. Still have the independent on. There it goes. Oh, that is so sweet. So the Indy is still on the whole time. I haven't even let go of the Indy. That is to give the resistance at the other end, because you need the resistance. You have to give it a little bit of throttle to get it going, but you need the resistance if you got no air, right? And I don't know if I got too much Indy. I don't, I don't want to break couplers, obviously. But this is a learning experience for me too. So I was using full, but you got a lot of slack action going on with this train. So all that is sweet. Okay, so this one we don't have as much room. So this is gonna probably take. I'm not gonna have too much time here on this one. So give it notch 2 real quick. You can hear it. I might even be able to do notch 1 at that point, but okay. I opened the coupler. And I'm letting it go now. Come on, take. I'm gonna put some Indy. I had full Indy and then I let it go so it doesn't break couplers. And you can see I didn't get that much speed on it. That's okay. As long as it clears the switch. This is what I used to hate about kicking, is you'd kick it and then it would just come to a dead stop, even though it was a lot of times going downhill. Let me just take a look at how my yard's looking here. See what we got going. Looks pretty good. Did those cars come back together? Did they? Oh, that's cool. Remember I had a broken coupler or whatever? I think some stuff came back together here. See, oh, look at how the bunching is on some of them, huh? Ooh. That don't look too bad, personally. I don't know. I could be wrong. How's the speed going? Well, that ain't too bad. That's a decent speed, I would think. Oh, wow. I'm almost done. Cool. Let's get back down there. We want to walk. So yeah, see, and to do that in 15 minutes, you know, especially when you're still learning, it's just like, okay, well, how am I supposed to teach this in 15 minutes? That's like saying, okay, you have a class, I like your 15-minute videos, here you go, teach the class. I know everybody doesn't have 5 hours, so hopefully I can bunch this all up and then people can use it and edit it and do whatever the freak they want with it. I don't care. Alright. So right now it's yellow, which means there's too much slack, so that's okay. I'm going to change that in a minute. I'm going to go use 1 notch of throttle now, and hopefully I got enough. Brake chamber 17. Hopefully I have enough, but then again, maybe I don't. Just got to be patient with it. And then again, I don't have much of a long train. I'm just going to bring it down to 10. There it goes. It's going to put the slack in. I took the throttle off. Just like that. That's all there is. That should come to a stop now, too. Wow. And I imagine empties and loads react a little differently, too, so got a lot of empties here. .354 in the east. I'll do a check at the forums shortly. I know Dave's on. Okay, so yeah. I think I heard couplers go on the other end, so that's good. Again, I'll do 1 notch. Let the slack move in. There we go. Open the coupler. And we'll let it go there. Back to neutral. And that the brake should take. If it doesn't, I might have to stop it. I'll stop it. So what I did there is I had to give it a little bit more brake because we were coming on too quick. That worked out perfect. Is this the rest of my train? These loads? Oh, nice. Well, then I'll go over here. I'll just fly over and on back. Just like that, we got. Actually, you know something? Hold on a second. I don't know how many loads these areas take. I see it here. I'm just curious what's going to happen here when he couples, how fast he goes. I got the loads to bring in, but then again, I got, you know, now it's getting to a point where, oh man, yeah, he's pretty quick, huh? I can see couplers breaking. Because the force comes back at it, right? Not to mention it's attached to engines, that doesn't help. I might check those. I might check those strings later on just to see what's attached and what's broken couplers and what's not. Yeah, you got the cement. I don't know if it's the full tracks. This is where I don't like. Oh, it might actually. You know something? It may show. I might be wrong. It may actually show this. Let me go into the industry configuration here because I got a funny feeling it does show it. So I might be totally wrong, and my apologies to the Run8 team if that's the case, because I got a funny feeling it does now. So Cemex Quarry. Yeah, do that again. I don't see anything showing up, but I'm going to transport it. Just see open hoppers, 2-bay covered hoppers are all set to. You can see I got it set for RS unit outbound, which means it's basically coming from Oral Brand. I don't see the reds coming up. Sometimes they don't show up right away, but let me see here. I'll transport to it and see what happens. I don't think that's going to make a difference. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't show up red. It does in single player, but it doesn't on a network, which is a pain. I don't see it popping up at all. No, it's not showing up. Which would be a really cool feature to see, but export industry configuration, I ain't gonna do anything. Okay, so I can't remember, and for me to go into single player and get out of the server and all that other crap is going to take too long. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not sure. You only got this little tiny dinky thing here like this. It's not much. Come out of there. So what's the rest of it? I've got the rest of the train is to be sorted for. Might be able to sort it over into the other side of the yard too, but then again I got loads. I think the other side is full. Last I checked, although we have the lead available as well. It's not quite full. It's getting there though. Got the lead available. So I mean, it's definitely available, but then again, any outbound would be running from here anyways, so I'm not too sure how I want to set that up just yet, so I won't worry about that just yet, and I will. I don't know how many coal hoppers actually fit in there. Cement. Let me take a quick look at the map here. Maybe that'll give me a good idea as to what is happening. So at 4:01, see what I mean? It still takes forever. So 4:01 or 4 o'clock p.m. Victorville switching. So the first part was there. Victorville switching, kicking in version 2. Kicking in version 2, sorting coal and grain. So that's all we did there. Planning on moving sorted cars to load and unload. So that's what we're going to start at 4 p.m. here, because that's we've done the kicking part. Now we want to see what exactly is set up here for. See, it doesn't say. You got the coal unloader, you got the cement loader, has its own track, but it doesn't really specify. I imagine, I don't think it loads, and I forget. And this is what sucks about being on the network and trying to do a live stream and trying to protect my passwords. Because basically I have to I can't pause it or stop it or anything, because as soon as I stop it, boom, it'll end up creating a new video, which really sucks. I might do that eventually, but for now, all right, let's deal with this here. That coal unloader, to me, the cement, I don't know. I can bring the cement all day long over there. How much cement do I have? Then again, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. That's... 22 cars of cement. That'd be interesting. I think I can do it. The coal, on the other hand, I can start here, which is what I might do, actually. I might just... What I might do is I might bring the loads back in. I'll shove these cars back down. Yeah. Trust me, I know it. Yeah, so I'm gonna now that I'm blocked, I've sorted it, I've done what I've had to do. I'm going to get the rest of the cars, I'm going to get the cement. Do I want to do the cement? I want to do the cement last. Or cement on the head end, so what I'll do is I'll come on down, I'll get the coal cars. I know I have switchers at the other end too, but I don't know what I'm doing with them yet, so... Make sure my air's bled. Here we go. Now for here, I'm not kicking, I'm actually placing, so I don't want to be kicking anything, so I'm just operating normally. So that's why I separated that one section. So we've got our coal, and that stuff there is going to other industries. 101, I believe that's Hesperia. That's beside us right now, so that probably is going to have to move to the other side of the yard. Another drink here in a minute. 41 is a regional train that goes between... I forget how far west it goes. There's industries. There's an industrial park just west of here. And then it goes up to Oral Grande. And the nice part about it is it actually, because Barstow actually has to separate something. Well, it doesn't have to, but it does. At least that part by the local, because you got 14 tracks to play with, or 15 if you want to call the slough. Then I have the room to do it, so it's really cool, actually. It'll actually sort at least by train, which makes it a little bit easier. But as you can see right there, it don't matter what sorting I do at Barstow, I'm not going to be able to separate the coals and the cement. Oh boy, oh boy. That was heavy. Alright, so I've got my coal back, now I gotta go get my cement hoppers. What was... Oh, there's a weird light. Now I think, I'm not too sure on this, but I think I can get it to set the counter while I'm on the outside, but let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot this thing's goofy like that. If I hit F11, why does it look that way? Hopefully it doesn't. We'll see. We'll find out in a minute. If not, we'll set it again, so there we go. it'll do it when I'm on the ground, but we'll see. Actually, I want to do it right at the switch before I get off. So I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to set my counter. And then off I go here. I'll save my position again. And you can do multiple positions. No, it didn't do the counter. Alright. Well, it helps if I hit the right button. Which I didn't, so. So it's a lot more fun switching now. Actually, I enjoy it. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually got much more benefits and skill required too. You need to understand the train forces a lot more. You're going to break couplers more, so if you're not too sure about that kind of thing, don't kick and just take your time. But the kicking part, it's basically you get taught when you're driving a car. You don't hit you don't put your foot on the brake and the gas at the same time. However, when you're knowing somebody who's racing, that's something they do all the time. Is they'll pump the gas a little bit as they're going, even with full gas. They'll pump the brake a tiny bit, just to give them a little bit of an edge. Oh, I might need that extra switch up there too, by the looks of it. So same thing, it's got to do with just the way things are. So I got to watch out for the switch up ahead. I should be lined up actually, as far as I know. But I'll take a look first before I head back out. If not, it'll stop in a moment anyways, and then I'm going to go back, and then I'll have to head back in. So, back. Should be okay. Ooh, I don't know. Let's take it back. Go back in and see. It's the way I came in, I thought, so I should be okay. As long as it's the way I came in, I should be fine. Counter to go to 0. There. I'll let that roll a tiny bit. Well, I better be careful, actually. Here, I'll put that in the middle. Yeah, I'll be right back. Really quick. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I went to get my drink and then the phone rang. This phone of mine vibrates, but it was my ex-wife and mother-in-law is with my son. They're out shopping and he's into karate, and they found this boxing bag for him. So it was just like, I don't know how that works when I pause the microphone like that. So I imagine it keeps the sound in with everything. Okay, so what was I doing? I don't want to get attached to this. Wait, I'm not attached to everything? I thought I was. Oh, okay. There's a broken coupler somewhere. Somewhere over here, there's a broken coupler. Not sure where yet. Well, we saw those error messages that were saying broken couplers or something, so. Oh, it was the last one. Okay. That's fine. And then we might, oh yeah, you can kind of see it looks kind of goofy like that right there. Oh, it's already into it, huh? I did hit the other one, but that's okay. So I'm gonna bleed the air again. Try not to. Oh yeah. So you can see that's broken. I think we're okay now. Yeah, so they got this it's like a punching bag or whatever. He's really likes kicking and practicing and whatever. Oh man, he's really into it too. I love it. I love the fact that he's into something that, he enjoys. Oh, I don't want to go too far with these engines. Hopefully it doesn't break another coupler. So I'm gonna be curious if this thing now, like I want to set the brakes on these. Can I do that? Train weight. Oh, what? Something's. Oh, whoa! I lost some engines. Oh, you gotta watch what you're doing. Always pay attention, because if you're not, suddenly you're going to lose stuff. It's not going to let me do it. That's okay. I'll deal with that later. So there's that knucklehead error thingy again. So what happened was I let it go, and then there's broken coupler probably in here somewhere. Remember I said there was multiple. See? So there was a few different multiple broken coupler things that popped up. Now that one's okay. Might have been some with the. Oh, wait a minute! I got coal cars. Dang it! I left some coal cars behind. It don't matter. We'll deal with that later. I didn't even realize that So I must have had some broken couplers, or I didn't couple for some of the coal cars. But I don't need that much coal. Definitely don't need that much coal, so I'm learning. How do can I set the handbrake on this thing now? I thought I could. Train weight, dynamic cutouts. Oh, there it is, right there. So I'm applying that one there. I did set the handbrakes to everything on the other one that was rolling away, but I should be able to. Oh, I'm too slacked. So I got to bunch together a little bit, just a bit. I could probably grab the others if I'm careful, but I'm just going to stop there. All right, here we go. I was gonna do something while I was down here. come back. To be honest, I wasn't too sure what I was doing. I think what I was... Wasn't I supposed to get the... Oh, man. I was supposed to get these cars up front first, not the others. Okay. Oh, man. Losing it. So, I'm kind of screwing myself up. I'm new here. It's my first day at Victorville. At least doing this much. Okay. So I get that part, but I was supposed to put some... Oh, I know. Well, at least I can take a look at how much coal I could possibly have, but I wanted to put all of it in there. At least I thought I did. So I want to put... Okay, I want to put the coal. Let's get the coal out of here first. Unfortunately, I didn't get all the coal because I screwed up at the other end. I could go grab it, but I don't need that much. So we'll just leave it. That's a good thing, is coal doesn't go to waste, so, and it's probably not going to need that much. You know... I'm going to want to get that coal now, because I wanted to get it into the other yard. So maybe I'll go back to where I was. I'll cut the cement loose. So still a lot of work to do here. There's 2 trains to set up, or 2 locals to set up still. And I find this more of a priority tonight because Barstow's actually a popular position, and Barstow, last I checked, is in pretty good shape. Yeah, look at that. It's not the bull. You want to know, make sure that you got enough room for the receiving yard. That's the important thing, and that should be fine for tonight. Because I also have Monday available, and I will use my Monday night at least to deal with that. Okay. Okay, so apply the brake here. So now I gotta go back and get all that coal, or the coal that I missed, because I want to get it into this yard here. Might need notch 2 here. There we go. So Dave's working Mojave right now. So there's always stuff to do. I know some of the people are disappointed because, you know, we're not running sessions at certain times. And this goes back to the availability thing. If we know what's going on, then we can plan on those things. But at the same time, we also need to make sure that we run these yards. So I don't want to make more jobs if I don't need to. Putting full windy. Hopefully I don't break couplers again. Yeah. Had to think about that for a second. Look at all that slack going back. So, yeah, I want the coal at the back. Into the other stuff. Do I have to kick it back in there? Well, you know, I have to go grab it anyways, so. Might as well go grab it. Because the coal will be the last one in the yard. The cement, I might be able to get most of it in there. But if not, I'll have to sort it into that little sub yard. Whoops. There it goes. I need dynamics. I guess Mitsubishi cement also takes coal too, so that's something I haven't really thought about. They don't take much by the sounds of it. And when I was doing research, it didn't seem like the place was doing anything. And I know some of the purists with RTS are, you know, they're disappointed at different things. There's always a possibility we'll be able to figure out something. I still have to talk with Ski about that and see. But there's always a possibility. So there you go right there. Those are. I personally, you know, I know from a purist standpoint, I know, like, for example, Vancouver, Washington on a mixed train would have a lot of the Pacific Northwest lumber. And it would be sending out a lot of the empty lumber. Now we can control the empties heading out, or we can control loads that are going to it. What we can't control is what's coming in. At least not from a mixed point of view at this point. Hopefully there's going to be, because there's a lot of interesting ways they have it set up. I do like the sliders. I wish that you could set them to percentages instead of playing around with the radio dials, or at least have two options. For those that aren't purists and want to just set a radio dial, fine, as opposed to putting in numbers. But well, that's interesting to get that engine out of there anyways. That might be a good thing. Oh, I need some indie here. Oh boy, do I ever. Oh, this ain't gonna be good. Okay, that worked. Stop, baby. Haha, broke. Oh, this coupler's broken. Okay, there we go. And I gotta check going on, make sure nothing else is broken in behind it. So this is why this was separated. One of the couplers broke on this. So this is where you gotta control the speed as much as possible. Know the grade. Oh, as I'm speaking like an idiot. And it did it again. Yeah, there's broken couplers all over the place here. The reason why it opened like that was because there's the coupler isn't working. So now we got to go in and see, and the handbrakes aren't set either, huh? Which is kind of I actually like that. Oh, where's the okay? There's fix the broken coupler there. coupler is actually 80 pounds. Wow. I carry 70 pounds. Well, I carry actually a lot more than that sometimes, but okay. Gotta check something for a minute. I think it's the laundry, but oh, just be 1 minute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What happens is when the sink, it makes a banging. Yeah, I can't describe it. It's just a sound that goes through my bedroom. I'm not running laundry today, but it always sounds. I always get worried when I hear that sound because I've had people upstairs where, you know, stuff would be spilled and all of a sudden it'll go into my bedroom or my apartment because I'm in the basement and it's not fun. But I hear it and it sounds like a dripping sound, like bloop, bloop, bloop. But it's not in my bedroom. It's just outside it. I don't know where it goes. In the sewer someplace. Okay, so we're good there. I think we're all connected now. I'll double check this last coupler, make sure everything's okay there. And if so, we are ready to go. All right. Oops, I had dynamics on. Oh, I want to take a look around here. So, now that I got all that figured out, that's what I wanted to get. I wanted to get the cement hoppers in there first. In reality, what I could do is probably, I can still shove them down to this end. Question is, I don't have enough room to get out there. Well, I do if I get rid of the coal hoppers. I can do a run around there, or can I? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no. Well, I got the other engines to play around with too, so we'll see. Okay. So, the cement's on this side, the coal's on this side, so I want to... I can use a handle. How would I do this then? I'm just going to apply this here. I'm going to take this whole thing down. Well, 3 breaks. I know there's a test you can do for it. Yeah, of course. Let go of the independent a bit so I can punch up. Nicely. check the end here, make sure it's connected at least. Okay. So one way to make sure nothing falls off is you can go to this screen right here. So it says I got 22 empties. If that changes, then you know you lost a car. And it looks like we're fine. You can take a look down here too, or do it that way. But it looks like that part's fine. Oh, we already fixed it anyway, so we're good. And I'll do that. Pop over here. Now that I got the cement in the right position, then I can take the coal and see how it looks, at least. I may have to divide the cement up if there's not enough room. Oops. And there's little crossovers here, so you can get to the cement or get to the coal depending upon what you're doing. Say there's extra coal but there's not enough cement, you can cross over here, get the coal that you want, back it into the yard. So there's a lot of flexibility into this yard. We're not going to need to do that. We're actually going to bring the whole thing in now that we've sorted it. I don't know if it'll be as necessary in the future, again, because we're not going to be getting as much coal, but it's an option. So this yard's very flexible. I mean, you want to keep this track open for inbounds for sure. Outbounds, I mean, it depends. If Victorville's big enough, well, if it needs it, it needs it. If you need to get the outbound out first, then that's fine, but... Oops. And then, of course, you can come in and out, so, I mean, you can use an in and out operation here, too, easily. Again, I don't know how much room there is for the coal. And it is set for 1 hour, so you're okay to basically run the yard and away you go. I wish it was set for a little bit less. I wish you could do a minimum, a little bit less, so that you can actually do it more realistic to real time. But 1 hour is better than nothing, right? So this means anybody that comes on right now, if there's stuff ready for cargo, they can empty it. If there's stuff ready for, I mean, right now Oil Grand Switcher can be running. I know there's stuff available for that as well. I decided to do this one today for now. Oil Grand is available. And a lot of times, I could post all I want and say, yeah, this is available. People just have to take a look. And unfortunately, the visibleness doesn't necessarily always show up, especially in the yards. They do show at the industry itself, but not in the yards, and that's something hopefully we'll get in there so that there's a visible, that it's in a particular yard track that's ready for you, or ready for the industry, so you know how many cars it has and it's ready to be switched into the industry track. But we'll see how that goes. So, like I said, though, this is a very beautiful simulation they got. Oops. Is it going to give it to me? No, there it goes. All right. Alright, so we should be good. I'll just double check again. Take a quick gander here where I'm going. Okay, I actually want to set it off right here and go through this crossover to get to here and shove it to this yard. So I'm going to start the counter again. Let me put control 1 there for a minute. Do I want to be up more? So yeah, let's just say he was walking back. I mean, some places it's good to walk back and throw the switches, but in other places, okay, this guy is already walking back, so. So I'll change his position here and set the counter. 32-37. I'm gonna check the map. See what I got. I got 3164 and so I've got here 31. Of course, I want to go all the way, so I may. Just trying to think here. Well, we'll see how it goes. I should have enough room to at least, if necessary, cross the street. Of course, you can do that. There's no problem. Actually, let me just stress this as well. If you are running and there is no dispatcher, but there's no dispatcher. Number one, you can't go through these unless the signals are set up and the switches are set up. However, you have full ability to go through here. Now, there is a train just on the outside of main 1 here, so unfortunately, to get into this is going to be a little bit difficult, and sometimes that happens. There are certain requests that a yardmaster can make ahead of time to a dispatcher to say, we need to get this cleared. I was watching it the other night. I wasn't too concerned about it. There's loads here, but it has nothing to do with the next inbound going back to Barstow, so I wasn't worried about it. Even with the engines that were sitting here, I knew I could get it out to at least here, back it out, forward, back it out, if I had to. So I wasn't worried about it. And in reality, I mean, otherwise I can't really do too much. But I figured I'm fine for now. I'm not going to worry about it. So, besides, it was at the end of the night before I was thinking about that anyway. So, okay, so the counter's set up. I should have enough room. Just have to watch myself going through. Bleed the air one more time. Make sure I got the indies off. Not the indies, the handbrakes off. So I got full tonnage now coming. It's 4:47 in the east right now. Getting a little dark. Turn this on so I can see my gauges. I don't see the cab light in here. I don't know if there's. I noticed this about the 45s. This is a 45. I haven't seen the little cab light switch. I don't know if I'm missing it somewhere or what. I just don't see it. Everything else is there. Is the other stuff, so beats me. And I mean, I'm using the rail driver anyways to see the speed. I don't need that, and everything else is, just hunky-dory extras. It'll be interesting to see if it comes on with a crew change. Then I'll begin to wonder, it's like, okay, well, the AI can put it on, why can't I? There's got to be a switch somewhere around there. I tried looking. Got the light here, right? I can't get it to come on. I have no idea if there's a special button or something. Because I looked at this the other night. I was looking. It's like you've got the gauge lights, panel lights. I'll show you this for a second here. I gotta watch what I'm doing here. So you got the gauge gauge lights. They go off. I don't know what panel lights are. I thought that was the panel lights. See, that's not doing nothing. I thought that was... I know that's the gauge, but it looks like the panels do. I don't know. Just me, but... Well, I guess I should be watching what the hell I'm doing here. Am I going over? Okay, I'm fine. So far. Gotta pay attention. I think I'm fine so far. I mean, the other way to come in this way is to go around the other way, but we want to get into that yard. So it's much easier to use the big yard to sort it all. Then once you got it all in, then you just shove it all back in, and then hopefully we got enough room for the cement. Yeah, we're good here. So like I said, I'm gonna reverse this once he comes by. I'm going to shove this down as far as I can. Then I'm going to bring the cement, whatever else I have, shove the rest at the other end, and then we should be okay. I'll just take a quick look here at the map. So I'm in. Am I back out? Yeah, I came back out that way. Should be on that section. I don't think I'm on the main. Or am I? No, I'm not on the main. Main's right here, so. Now, of course, if you... I said about yard switches, you can leave them reversed, but of course, when it comes to mains, you definitely have to restore those. One, you need permission if there is a dispatcher, and then you have to communicate what's going on with that. Like coming out onto the main. If you are on the train that's doing it, I don't think you need to, other than letting the dispatcher know that you have work to do. I believe you communicate that it's been restored to normal, but he can see that now, which is kind of cool. But you can do that anyways. We never used to, in version 1, we never had the coal industry set up. So this is kind of new for us. We were getting into that. We didn't quite, we were looking into that. We didn't quite get into it. We had issues with too many cement hoppers. This yard was packed full of cement hoppers, and it was a mess, to say the least. So, oh, okay. Okay, here we go. So no throttle right now. I just gave it a little bit of a bump there, and again, I'm going to start looking at the always look at the track layouts if you're not too sure. And again, these two cars, if you hadn't heard earlier, these two cars came from the work that was done when I ran this train up here the other night in the session, Friday night. We already have one industry that's been loaded or unloaded or whatever, and the other one's still going. Nice. Oh! Come on, baby. Okay, so now I'm going to take a look at this yard here. So I've set myself to come across here. I've got 1,376 feet. Yikes. That ain't much. Or it doesn't seem like much. It's even less going the other way. Well, doesn't seem like much. I have no idea what these tracks are for here. I know what the rock unloader and all that other stuff is, but obviously I know what the coal loop is. You know, it comes in, boom. Kind of a funky layout here. Okay, I see a coal train would come in, bring the coal, and then it just kind of, you got to bring it back out, I guess, towards that lead, and then back through here or something. I don't know. I guess it comes in and then, yeah, I guess you'd bring it that way. Boy, this yard is really screwy because there's really no, I don't know. If you brought a coal train in, you brought it around the loop. I get that part, but then you're down here. I think you would need East Victorville at that point in order to get the coal in that way, I think. I don't see how you would get by without it. We were able to get it in because we came in on track 1. It was the longest track. We were able to set off, do our thing. We were fine. Yeah, that's just strange. Okay, so I'm going to ride this. I'm going to ride this all the way back as far as I can, at least up to the ladder, and hopefully we got enough room. I'm definitely going to need this switch right here. But yeah, it's a little funky, not perfectly set up, but not every yard is, right? Sometimes there's different areas, and I just recently figured out what the hell the UP or the loop is at UP at West Colton. I was like, I always wondered why the hell there was a loop there, and then they actually started setting up trains here on the California server and to depart. I was like, why are you running it on the loop? I was like, oh, that's because that's the easiest access to get out of. I mean, you can get out of the departure yard, but you're basically getting in the way of the hump. I was like, okay, I get you. I get it now. Okay, so those cars are left behind. I'm not running over any switches. Let me just shift one, make sure I'm okay where I am. Yep, I'm good. So I might have to divide this train again, unfortunately. We'll see. I need to reverse that part. Perfecto. So I want to get these cars down at this end anyways, so I'm not too sure how far yet. We'll see that in a minute. So yeah, the rock quarry is over there. Oh, there's like little shops and all kinds of crap. I don't know. I haven't really, honestly, I haven't explored it too much. That's kind of cool. Ooh. Oh crap, we got potash cars. I hope that needs a potash car. Dang it. This is what I mean about car types. I don't think we have that specified as a type, but that's coming up as the hoppers. Ay, ay, ay. I'm going to have potash going to industrial industries or some stupid thing like that. We've lost the ability as far as the flammable cars and stuff like that. There's so many different types of cars, right? I'd like to see more car types available, at least to specify. I just recently got those all those extra reefers too. Beautiful marketing strategy by Run8 to make the mixed trains basically call everything up. Now, obviously, I mean, for me personally, when I see a potash car on what's supposed to be I guess it's an industrial. I don't even know what kind of car they call for, but some of them could be grain. We used to have grain set up as a particular car type. This is going to get interesting here. So that's where it comes back out, like the tracks that go up by the loop and all that. Love those frogs now. I couldn't care less about them before, honestly. It didn't bother me. I just did my thing and not worry about it, but I do love them now. Now that they're here, it's just like, oh yeah, I get it. So I'm going to probably, I don't know if I'm going to make an industrial switcher out of that, or if I'm just going to make the, set up the power for probably, I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to get too much further now. So I'm starting to use Indy now. I already got dynamics. Still well on control. Of course, keeping in mind there's no air. Full Indies now, and it should stop us. Got a little slack going back. Back to control 1. Alright, where are we at here? Yeah, I kind of figured we would have some issues with that. So let's see how much room see, now I got the engines in the way. Maybe I should have. Oh man, I still don't know. I could have. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second here. No, the coal loop isn't available that way. So the coal loop comes in. They run their train around. I get that part. I just wish there was like a crossover or something, like right here. Doop and doop. And away you go, right? See, you go there, you come here. That would make sense to me if you had just a crossover right there, and then one more. Then you're set. Then I could have used the coal loop, but instead I'm kind of screwed there. I don't think I have enough room to do what I was hoping to do, which is okay. Now I gotta be realistic here. I see some potential if I get these engines out of the way. I got room to play around here. Well, maybe I'll do that. Okay, so let me shut this down for a second. I'll get my engines back. I didn't want to do that. I'll just screw myself up there now. No, I'll try it. If it splits, I'll watch it. No, it's oh, that's interesting. Okay. So the broken coupler's here. One of these is. Alright, what did I do? Oh, stupid PCS open thing. See, this is where I don't know how to reset it. I put it into neutral. Either that or I broke... No, I don't think I did break the coupler in between. Is there a reset that I don't know about here now? That'll turn it off. Now that I cheated. Oh, wait a minute. Not MU, that's why I'm dragging it. The air brakes went off. I just can't get the regular brakes to come off. now we're okay. So this switch is part of the lead. It's, you know, it is yard, but in the way you will wanna restore that. So I'm gonna shift 2 there. I'm gonna go control 1. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not. Because I want to get the rest of him. So I guess I should have done that before I headed down there. So, oh well. That's okay, I know I got enough room. So yeah, I'm running. I'm cheating. So you got a reverse switch already set there, so I mean, the switch is set. So I should be okay. Control 2, Control 1, that's closer. I'll get back into my engine here, get control of that. Shouldn't have to do anything. I think everything should be set, but I'll double check. I'll bleed the air. I don't know if I have to bleed the air. Let me see. I bled it anyways, so as soon as you connect it again, you have to re-bleed the air. Even though there should have never been any air going into it, but that's just the way it works, so it is the way it is, right? Everything else should be fine to go, so here we go. Saw that slack there for a minute. That was kind of cool. That's the other thing you can kind of use if you want as a guide to when you're kicking, I suppose. I mean, it's definitely possible. I think I want to get ahead here. So I'll move up there, even though I know that I'll shift 1, control 2. There, we'll keep an eye on that. We want to keep an eye on that for sure. I think I'm okay. But I do want to keep an eye on that, because we got a red signal. So I got full dynamics on. Got full indies on now. I'll let go of the dynamics. Back to control 1. Back to control F11. Out of the box. Shift F1. Control 2. Whoa, too far. Stop. Not too far, it just went through me, that's all. No big deal. Perfect. And I'll shift 2 there. Control 1. So the control 1 brings it back. Okay, gotta go a little bit further, but I know I got room now. Go. Oh, we gotta go. We already gotta set ourselves up to the other side, so. I can go here. That's fine. Right. I'll write it in. So once it's relinquished, then you'll know how much room you really have. For now, the key is we want to get the cement cars in there. But I'll show you what I mean by you'll know how much room you really have. When it's not relinquished, it isn't going to show you anything. So just keep that in mind. It has to be relinquished. For now, we want to know how much room we have to spot everything first, and then we'll see. So presumably it might be to the end of the siding, or it may be up to the end of the curve. I think it's up to the end of the curve. I think it's right to that section. But again, I don't know for sure. If it's not a big deal. We can get it out of there, or we can learn. I'll make it part of the document or something. I can see it being part of this straight section here, but I'm not sure. Goal, it's not gonna. You're not gonna have much room for that. It's cool there. Once it's relinquished, it's 5:16. Once it's relinquished, and maybe I'll take some screenshots before it gets too dark. Because then we'll know. We'll know for sure. I guess I should have left those cards behind. Take a visual just to see how we're doing with the cement. Well, we gotta get the engines out anyways, but well, actually, just clearing those switches might help too for the to hold off on the other. But I'm gonna wait and see how that goes. So I do need to give myself this switch here. Once again, you gotta watch yourself with every switch. This is the one where we originally came out of. So we're not in that anymore, so. And if you're a dispatcher and you're AI, you gotta make sure that the switches are lined up, regardless. You don't have to. The engine will stop. But you gotta be careful where it's going into as well. If it's going into a wrong, track, you're kind of screwing yourselves. So I think I'm okay to get the engines far enough to now I can spot it. I'll take a visual from above. Again, I may want to stop the cement here in a minute. or the coal, I mean. Actually, I will. Go backwards. Go backwards. That's what I need. Perfect. So what I'm doing there is I'm basically spotting the coal. Now, I'm not sure if the crossover is necessary, but we'll find out. I got a funny feeling it's going to stop at the end of that track, but we'll know soon enough. When you look at the industry right now, nothing is relinquished. So if you go to industry cars and you go back to 102, nothing has been relinquished. Although I did have the engines on for a bit, so I don't know. We'll see. That's not 102. That's the other. Okay, that is 102. But I haven't relinquished it here. So if you look at my switch list, we go back to right control, you can see that there is a I've got the 2-bay covered hopper. See, it's all mixed up now. That's kind of weird how it does that. Is that from the switching I did? Because that's not the positions they're in anymore. But anyways, whatever. So I got some of the loads that I added on. It kind of, whatever. It doesn't matter. So it's loaded, empty. It doesn't show any status or anything like that. So nothing is for certain. But what I will do, I'll show you what I mean. I am going to apply brakes in here. I'm not going to cover that switch. I could, but I'm not, because I want to have access to it. I mean, by rights, I mean, I could probably maybe do the whole thing. I don't know. In fact, well, yeah, I suppose I could try it. Kind of looks goofy with the cement going all the way back there, though. I don't know. I could try it. I'd rather not. I'd rather get the cement and make it look like it's proper. You know what I mean? That's just me. But I mean, it can be done. I could relinquish it and open it up and see how it goes. But then you don't have access to the crossovers. You have to go all the way out over here. I'd rather not. I'd rather have access to at least this crossover here. You don't have to worry so much about the other one. It's there. Depends what's set. But I'm just going to open this one up here and see how it goes. Oh, crap. So I got to go back a bit. Mic's on. Actually, I can just release the India a little bit here, just to give me enough. Oh, it's there now. Okay. Now I'll show you what I mean. I haven't uncoupled yet. Now I have. So when you go into the control left L, it's not showing it. Oh, there it is. See? They just popped up. So they got 1 hour to go. So they got 5 open hoppers here. So it's got 1, 2, 3. Well, it's done the crossovers too. So, but it hasn't gone past it. It's only done this one right here. So it probably could have done more, but I decided to do the cement. Oh, cool. Well, see, that, you know, that makes it. It's good to hear that, because I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't have time. So that's neat. There we go. Let's get these cement cars in here. Okay, that should stop there. And hopefully it does all the cement cars. How many cars we got right now? If we go here, we've got, according to the positions, we have, it says 22. So I'll put in some air brakes, or air brakes, hand brakes. You know what I meant. 524. So 22 cars are in that siding. And I'm going to stop it right there for a second. So once again, I'm going to go to left, Control L. And now see that this is what I mean. It says 22. Of course, this is all mixed up too because it's not in the same track. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's only done 14, about 14. So what my guess is, it probably didn't include the curve. I don't know where the 14 begins. It could be at the buildings, so that's okay. So that solves that one. Now let's see what we got here. We don't know which ones they are. Actually, I can easily find out if I look into it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now because in 1 hour things will start loading. I'm not worried about that too much. What I want to do now, actually I want to get supper pretty soon. I might do that instead. So, let's see here. I'm trying to debate what to do with those extra engines. The 5 units that came were from Barstow, and they were, I don't know if I need 5 units. I might it would probably be a lot easier to do 4. Because I ran into problems, but I'm really debating what to do with those engines. I mean, we got them, and I'm going to use them, so at least 2 of them are going to go off to another local. But now it's I'm just wondering if, so I should go back here. I don't want to use this lead. If I start using this lead, then I'm dealing with this signal right there, and I don't want that. However, eventually I have to get to this, which I kind of screwed myself there. I probably should have just left it down the end, but yeah. We got the engines. Maybe I'll move them around shortly, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's heading back. This is the worst. Actually, you know something? I ain't worried about those cars because those will be the last 2 cars that out of that whole cycle of everything. What'll happen is, now that we got that part, we have Cemex loading. We've done everything that we can do for the next hour as far as loading and unloading cars at the Cemex plant, other than the rock quarry, which, you know, it's supposedly not moving right now for some reason, which remains to be seen. But those are spotted. I don't know which ones. You will see those in an hour. So what I will do is I will switch this over here. I'm going to change my time here. We're getting close to 5:30 p.m. Planning on moving sorted cars and load and unload at Cemex. Sorting out other other Victorville locals. I'm gonna set this one at just because I'm gonna have supper. I'm gonna say, you know something, I might put this in. I can actually drop the live feed, but I won't do it right yet. So I'm gonna say 5:40 p.m. I can put it 5:30. I don't know. How about 5:30? Oh, something just changed. Okay, yeah, 5:30. So I'll put that to 5:30 p.m. and then I'll wait and see what happens there, depending. But I need to. Oh, there's Mojave running right now. So how about we take a look? We've got Mojave running. We got. There's two of them there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so we got some stuff going on in Mojave. So what I'll do is, while I get stuff prepared here, I want to get some supper. I will go and take a look at what these guys are doing, so that you guys have something to see. And I can't explain what's going on other than they're switching. I don't know where they're switching. Oh, one was Mojave, you dork. What is going on at Mojave? Yeah. Oh. Is that him? No, that's not him. Okay, let's see Mojave here. See if we see anything. I don't know if we'll see anything, or... Bakersfield's also running. Wow, that's a lot of engines. Oh! That's cool. What's that? Oh, that's a Trona train. How come that didn't run all the way? It got... Oh, okay. The Trona train ran down the other night and it didn't run all the way to the end, so here we go. That one has to be let go. Nobody knows the Trona train? Yeah, that's just in the way of everybody else, so... That last switch didn't go, so now AI will take over for him and he will get the hell out of here. Or he should. Well, I don't know what's going on with this here. That's neat. That's how it's relinquished, and at least we got the crossing now. It used to be just like a... Glad there's no traffic going through. What the heck? I thought we used to have traffic going through here. Where did it all go? Yeah, there's cars coming right now. I just headed down here, so that's probably... Oh man, this is cool watching all these industries. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about down here. Okay, as far as I know, I hope I'm not doing... Yeah, I'm you know, I was gonna say, yeah, it probably... Trona's gotta delete. I can't see this turning into an empty train. Do we have the room? Not really. Well, I'll get in trouble later on, so... Ah, crap, I gotta relinquish my other train. There he is. He's AI now. He'll run to the end of the line as long as he has it. So in that case, what happened there was he didn't have... he had one switch against him, which of course is a yard. No big deal. He was able to clear the main line, or else it would have been occupying, and then the dispatcher would have to have figured it out. Well, you can see he's taken off now, so that's not what I want to do. I don't see anything else going on in Mojave. I thought I saw something in Mojave. San Bernardino. It's Conrail. Well, let's go over to San Bernardino. Why not? We'll stick to the BNSF side of things. Check out what's going on over there. Mike's over there. Looks like he's working the vehicle yard. Cool. So I'm not too sure which part of the vehicle here. I'm going to hang on to the back end of him, or maybe I'll go into the cab for a few minutes with him. It looks like he might be coming around the other way. Yeah, he's in here, I think. There he is. Nobody's running the train. Ah! Okay. So I'm going to ride with him for a few minutes, keep everybody else entertained who's still here, and then I'm going to get some supper, go to the washroom, and man, these engines are cool looking. And I'll just sit back here in the passenger seat or fireman's seat or whatever you want to call it. I can do that. That's fun. So nothing else to see other than him going backwards and forwards, but yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. Then we're going to go back over to Victorville and we'll sort the rest of that. So I'll be right back. Came back, haven't started supper yet. You can see skis on the ground there. He's like, who the hell's in my engine? That's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool view, actually. Okay, so I just took care of business in the washroom. Let's see. I'm gonna start supper, so I'll be back. so he's I see what's going on now. He's headed over to back over to the other side. Looks like the switches are set to manual, but it didn't go to restricting for some reason. Oh well. Usually I set up a bunch of restricting signals, but it looks like all the signals are set to red. Yeah, whatever. As long as they have access, then that's fine. Otherwise, oh, did it go to restricting? I'm not sure. No, it's red. Couldn't see from my couch. Okay. So he's going back into the other yard to possibly pick up some more cars. I'm not sure, or maybe he didn't have any other cars set up. I wasn't too sure what he was doing. Oops, don't want that. So there's different ways to actually. You can do all kinds of neat things here. So you want to be outside the train, right, to see what's going on. You can go like this. Oops. So I'm literally walking in the air. You can put yourself down, or however you want to do it. So you got this basic roaming shot instead of sitting in the seat going backwards, and you can see what he's doing. To some extent, anyways. I can see a couple tags. I don't know if you'll see all of them. Then I can turn it around and go that way or whatever. But it gives anybody the ability to, you just hang outside. I think even Ski was hanging outside at that view. I wouldn't operate from this view. I mean, you can. No rule against it. So we got some clouds tonight, or at least down here we do. I think Barstow had some earlier on too. I know I talk about the weather all the time. It's just, I mean, it's a new thing, right? So it's kind of cool. I'm kind of waiting for that night. We got a full moon coming. Wow, it's hard to believe, because once we get the full moon, that'll be 1 month since the release. But it'll be interesting to see what's that set up. Because I want to see. So yeah, he was over here in the auto yard here. He had to cross over. So we got some emptied grain. Can't really see the tags because I'm in a bad position right now. But you got your empty coming back out, and then you got your loaded grain going in. And I'm cooking supper right now. That's why I'm in this particular view. But like, I mean, right now we've got, how many people we got running? There's that one local is a SJVR local. Mike's running the San Bernardino, the vehicle bar San Bernardino train. Too sure how we got empties over here, so they're headed back out. Generally, I believe they stay over there. I don't know if they have any overflow right now. while we're actually going back into the industry, you'll see when that loader finishes up, where you'll see the difference. That'll probably be, I don't know what time we 5:30 we stopped. I don't know if that was a set out around that time, but switchers in there. And this is how, if you're new and you wanna follow somebody, you can transport to the train. You can hop on. To hop on, you can click on it in F11, or you can shift F11 to the various seat positions, and then you can move yourself out just by using the WS whatever keys. I can't even read these keys anymore. I know what they are. I know how to type. I'm a very 60 words per minute, but my letters have worn out, so I really don't know what the hell they are anymore. I got to think about it to know what that actual letter is, but I know how to type, and I can tell you, like basically I type like ABC. I know where the letters are. But I guess I can still see the W. S would be the one. C would be another one. See, I gotta think about it because I'm looking at my keyboard. I'm thinking, what the hell? But all my letters are fading, especially where I hold my hands, the left and the right hands. So when you're typing, you got it to the left and to the right of the GH is your center, right? But yeah, okay. Gotta flip some. I'm doing TV dinners, so I will be right back. Okay, 5 more minutes. Oh, it's going the other way. Another user checking out, and if you're new to it, you can do this as well. You just see what's going on, and I don't know if we got any signals here. No, we don't. I guess they were all brought back to stop, but oh, he's hanging on to the other end. I can see. That's him, ski down there. There he is. Oh man, this wheel sucks. So of course, with no dispatcher around, you have permission to enter, exit the main line, especially if you're the only one. Nobody's running the main lines anyways, so you have exclusive permission to enter. You don't need a restricting signal. Oh, he's gonna, look at him running. Run. I think he's going back to the engine facility. But he's all lined up. Just making sure he's got all the other setup. He's going in the intermodal facility, I think. Oh, somebody's calling me again. Hold on a second, I'm going to mute. Oh, that was weird. I lost run 8 here. I got my stuff going here. It won't be 5:30 here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna forget this sorting out crap here because I just lost run 8. Um, I don't know what happened. It just decided to crash on me all of a sudden. That was weird. It just disappeared too. It just like whoop. Okay. So 5:30 p.m. Mm, watching, just watching San Bernardino. I'm going to actually, what I'll do is I'm going to get off this live stream for now. I'm going to have my supper. It'll be about 6 o'clock p.m. and then I will check a few things out. I should be back on probably around 6:30. I'm going to go back on the server myself in a few minutes just to see what's going on. I don't know why it just crashed on me, but so hopefully, and then what I'll do is I will post the timestamps for this so that you guys know what sections are there and everything. That was kind of weird. I was just talking to my son. My son called. He likes his present about that kicking thing, so that's cool. So, anyways, I'll end the live stream for now. I will be back in about an hour's time, and we will talk to you then. It'll probably be under the same title or whatever later on, so second part. So we'll talk to you later. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. See ya.